Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, students. In today's video, we will solve profit and loss questions. We will not only solve one question, but we will solve multiple questions. My sense is we will solve around 10 plus questions in this particular video, so stay tuned. And these are all word problems. All these are very unique questions. Make sure you follow step by step, and if you have any questions you can drop me an email or you can also leave a comment, and I will try my best to respond back to those comments. Okay, so let's start. A TV was bought for dollar. This is a dollar symbol out over here. A TV was bought for $18950 and sold at a loss of $4780. Find the selling price. So we know the cost price of the TV. We know the loss incurred is $4780. The demand or the ask is that we find the selling price. Okay, so let's get going. The TV was bought for this, hence our cost price is equal to $18950. This was sold at a loss of this, so loss is equal to $4780. We need to find the selling price. What is the selling price? The formula of the selling price is selling price or SP is equal to cost price minus loss. We know the cost price here. Our cost price is 18950. Our loss is 4780. And if we will do the maths, our answer will be $14170. So your selling price is 14170. A quick recap: the cost price is given to us, loss value is given to us. The question asks us to find the selling price. The formula to find the selling price is cost price minus loss. The cost price is 18950, selling price is 4780. And if you do the subtraction here, you will get $14170, which is basically the selling price on the loss of 4780 at a cost price of 18950. And typically in a question like this, the students struggle doing the plus minus rather than forgetting the formula. So make sure you, when you have a question like this, you spend a little bit of time in order to do the proper plus minus rather than doing it in a rush and then delivering a wrong answer altogether. So please take care of that as well. A second-hand car was sold for $1,90,000 at a loss of $85. Find the cost price of the car. So we know the selling price, we know the loss, we need to find the cost price. In the earlier question, we knew the cost price, we knew the loss, but we were asked to find the SP. In this question, we know the SP, we know the loss, but we are asked to find out the cost price. So let's do that. The selling price SP is equal to $19000. Loss is equal to $85. We need to find the cost price is equal to what? The formula of CP is equal to, in an event of loss, is equal to selling price plus loss. This will be 1,90,000 plus 85. This will be $1,90,085. So your answer is cost price of this car was 1,90,085. However, it was sold at the price of 1,90,000 and incurred the loss of $85. So quite a straight question. Make sure you do the maths properly in terms of addition, subtraction, and apply the same formula. Let's look at question number 3 now. Jane sold her genset for $20,000 at a profit of 1,737. Find the cost price of genset. So we know the selling price, we know the profit or gain, we need to find out the cost price. So selling price of genset is equal to $20,000. Profit or gain is equal to $1,737. We need to find the cost price of genset, which is what? And we know the formula of cost price. Cost price is equal to selling price minus gain or profit. We know the selling price, which is $20,000. We know the profit that Jane have made. It is 1,737. And when you will subtract 1,737 from 20,000, you will get 3, you will get 6, you will get 2, you will get 8, you will get 1. So cost price of genset is equal to $18263. This was sold at a price of $20,000 and there was a profit of 1,737. I hope the steps are clear and you are following up with the formulas that I am applying in each of these situations. With a loss, there is a different formula. With a gain, there is a different formula that is being applied. Please follow all the steps. Now we will move to the next set of questions. Okay, so let's look at question number 4 now. Abraham bought a music system for $6,375 and spent ₹75 on its transportation. He sold the music system for $6,400. Find his profit or loss percent. So again, very quickly, the cost price is $6,375. There are additional expenses in order to deliver the music system. And then the selling price of the music system is $6,400. We are questioned to ask the profit or loss percent. So the cost price of music system is equal to $6,375. There is a transportation cost of $75. If we will add these two, this will give us the total cost price for Abraham to buy a music system, because there is a expense of 75 added in order to get the delivery or transportation of the music system. So this will be 0, this will be 5, this will be 4, this will be 6. So in total, Abraham have spent $6,450 in order to get a music system. And in this particular cost price, there is expense of $75 also included as a transportation cost. Now we know the total cost price. So the selling price, SP, is equal to $6,400. Now by looking at the figures, the cost price is more than the selling price, so this is a loss situation. Okay, so and the question was that find his profit or loss. So this is a loss situation, so that your next line will be loss is equal to cost price minus selling price, and we know our cost price is 6450 minus 6400. This will give us $50. So we know what is our loss value now. We need to find out the loss percentage as well, because it is there in the question. This is half done so far, and unless or until we don't find the loss percentage, you have not solved the question completely. So make sure in your examination hall also you don't leave the answer to only finding the loss value. Read the question. If the percentage is being asked, then do the next steps that I am going to tell you in this video. So in order to find the loss percentage, so loss percentage is equal to loss value by cost price multiplied by 100. This is the formula that we use to find out the percentage of loss when we know the cost price and when we know the loss value. And again, you have to be very mindful that we will take loss value as 50. You need to be very mindful that you take the total cost price from here and not take the cost price of the music system without the transportation cost. So we will have to take the value 6450 and not 6375. Just be very sure about that. Okay, so 6450 multiplied by 100. This 0 can go here, this 0 can go here, and when you will do the calculation, this will come out to be 500 divided by 645. So when you divide 500 by 645, you will get the value of around 0.775, which I have rounded it to the 2 decimal points and hence 0.78. So your loss percentage is equal to 0.78. That's your answer. And your answer doesn't stop here after getting the loss value. Your answer stops here. Very nice question. Very quickly I will recap. Abraham bought a music system for an amount. There was an additional transportation cost in order to deliver the music system. He sold it to someone at the price of $6,400, and we were asked to find out the profit or loss percent. So in order to find the total cost, given that there is an additional expense of $75 involved, we had to add 6,375 plus 75. This will give you 6,450. We knew the selling price. Loss formula is equal to cost price minus selling price. You get the $50 as a loss value, and in order to find out the loss percentage, the formula is loss by cost price into 100, 50 by 6450, and this is where I ask you to be extra mindful in order to take this figure rather than taking 6075 figure. Okay, and then you do the maths in order to get 0.78 percentage. This will be your final answer. I hope you are learning and following the steps that we are discussing. These are some amazing questions, and once your concept is clear, you will be able to solve any questions on the same lines without any support required, without any challenges. So let's look at the next question. Joy bought pens at $120 per dozen, and in a dozen we know there are 12 units. He sold it for $15 each. What is his profit percent? So pens, dozen of pens are bought at $120, sold at $15 each. We need to find out what is his profit percentage. Cost price of dozen pens, that is 12, is equal to $120. Okay, cost price of 1 pen is equal to 120 by 12. This is again a unitary method. And if you don't know about the unitary method, I will request you see my earlier videos. I have explained the unitary method in detail, and you will be able to pick this concept from there. And now if we will do the maths, this will turn out to be that the cost price of 1 pen is equal to $10. Now we know the selling price of 1 pen is equal to $15. Hence selling price of 12 pen is equal to $15 into 12. And if we will do the maths, 15 into 2 is going to be 30, and 15 plus 3 will be 80, which will be $180. So the cost price of 12 pence is $120, and the selling price of 12 pen is 180. We can see this is a gain or profit situation. So gain or profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. Selling price is 180, cost price is 120. Joy is making $60 gain on selling a dozen of pen at $180. However, his cost price for a dozen of pen is $120. So this is your gain value or profit value. But again, we will not stop here, because the ask is that we find the profit percentage. Okay, so in order to find the profit percentage is equal to, the formula to calculate the profit percentage is equal to, so our profit percentage is equal to profit by cost price multiplied by 100, and this will turn out to be profit is $60, our cost price is $120 multiplied by 100. This 0 gone here, this 0 gone here. 6 2s are 12, 6 1s are 6, and then 0, and then this will become 5. So there is a 50% of amazing profit that Joy is making on selling a dozen of pens at $180, when the cost of those dozen pens to him is only $120. So he is playing at a margin of 50%. In today's world, this is impossible. I doubt if there are any businesses in today's world where you can make a profit margin of 50%, but happy to be corrected. Alright, so I will quickly recap. 12 pence, cost price 120. We found out the cost price of 1 pen. We knew the selling price of 1 pen. We found out the selling price of 12 pen, which was 15 into 12, and it was $180. We calculated the gain profit with the formula selling price minus cost price. It was 180 minus 120. This is your gain. And then we calculated the profit percentage with using the formula profit by cost price into 100, which is 60 by 120 into 100, and then you get 50% of whopping margin that Joy is making. Alright, so we will move to the next question now. Simi bought a study table for this. She sold it at a profit of 20%. How much profit did she make, and what is the selling price? So we need to find out the profit value and the selling price, and what we know is the cost price and the percentage of profit. So the cost price of study table is equal to $9,000, We know the profit or gain percentage is equal to 20%, and in order to find the profit or gain value, we will use this formula that says gain percentage of cost price. This will be 20 by, we know the gain percentage is 20 by 100 into 9,000, because this is our cost price. And when you do the maths, you will get 008 $1,800. So on selling a study table at a 20% margin, profit margin, where the cost price of the study table is 9,000, Simi is making a profit of $1,800. So now we know how much profit is being made. We also know the cost price. The question was to find the profit, which we have found here, and then what is the selling price. So selling price of the study table for Simi is cost price plus profit or gain. We know the cost price is 9,000. We know the profit is 1,800. So our selling price is going to be $10,800 for Simi. So this is your second part of the answer, and this is your first part of the answer. Quick recap, the cost price of the study for Simi is this: 20% profit margin. We calculated the profit value with the formula gain percentage of cost price. Of means multiplication operator here. 20 by 100 into 9,000 will give you $1,800. That's the profit Simi is making. Formula of selling price is cost price plus profit gain. Cost price we knew was 9,000. Profit we knew was 1,800. Hence our selling price of the study table is 10,800 on a cost price of 9,000 with 20% margin. I hope you are following this step by step and finding it easy to understand and grasp also. We are looking at question number 7 now, and this question is saying find the selling price if the cost price is this and the loss percentage is 12%. So question is very clear. We need to find out the selling price when the cost price is given to you and the loss percentage is also given to you. We are looking at question number 7, and I think I did a small error here, so let me fix this. We need to find out the selling price, however the cost price is given to us, so I will have to call this as cost price. And I'll read the question again for all of us. Find the selling price. We need to find the selling price if the cost price, which is given to us, of $1,200, and the loss percentage is this. And we know the formula of loss value, which is loss percentage of cost price. And we know what is the loss percentage. It is 25 by 100 into 1,200. This is our cost price. When we will do the maths, this will be 25 into 2 will be 50, and 25 plus 5 will be 300. So this will come out to be $300. Now we know the loss on a cost price of 1,200 is $300. The question is find the selling price, and the formula to find the selling price is equal to cost price minus loss, given that we have a loss of $300. So selling price is 1,200, our loss is 300, This will come out to be $900. This is how basically you solve a question like this. The ask was to find the selling price when the cost price is given to you with a loss percentage of 25. Cost price is equal to $1,200. Percentage of loss is 25. The formula to calculate the loss value based on the percentage and cost price is loss percentage of cost price 25 by 100 into 1200. This will give you $300 of the loss amount, and then the formula to calculate the selling price is equal to cost price minus loss. 1200 minus 300, you will get $900. That's your answer. Okay, let's move to the next question. Marshall bought 20 refills and sold it for $4 each. So there are 20 refills which are being purchased and sold it at $4 each. If it had cost $50 for the refills, what are his profit or loss percent? Okay, so we know the cost price of all 20 refills. We know the selling price of one refill is $4. We need to find out whether this is a loss or profit situation. Let's say cost price of 20 refills is equal to $50, which is given to us. Selling price of one refill is equal to $4. Selling price of 20 refills is equal to $4 into 20. This will be $80. Now we know the selling price of 20 refills and we know the cost price of 20 refills. We can see the selling price of 20 refill is more or higher than the cost price of 20 refills. So this is a profit situation. So the profit or gain is equal to selling price minus cost price. Selling price of 20 refill is $80. Cost price of 20 refill is equal to $50. This will be $30. And if we have to calculate the profit percent, this will be profit by cost price into 100. This will be 30 by 50 into 100. This is gone here, this is gone here. You will get 2. And there's again an amazing 60% profit margin for someone like Marshall, who is selling 20 refills at a price of $80 when he purchased those 20 refills at a price of $50. I will quickly recap. We knew the selling price of one refill. We knew the cost price of 20 refills. We have found out the selling price of 20 refill by multiplying the selling price of one refill into 20. Then we calculated the profit, which was $80 minus $50, and then we calculated the profit percentage, which comes out to be 60% margin. All right, let's look at question number 9 now. Mr. Smith buys pencils at $250 per 100 and sells each at $175. Find his loss or profit percentage. Quite a similar question to the question number 8 that we have solved. In this case, cost price of 100 pencils at $250. Selling price of one pencil is $175, and we have to find the loss or profit percentage. So looking at the question, to me it looks like a loss situation, but we will figure out. Cost price of 100 pencils is equal to $250. selling price of one pencil is equal to $1.75. All this is given in the question. Selling price of 100 pencils is equal to $1.75, which is the selling price of one pencil multiplied by 100. This will be $1.75. So now we know the selling price of 100 pencil, which is 175, and we know the cost price of 100 pencils, which is $250. So loss is equal to CP minus selling price, and the reason why it is loss, because the cost price, the amount that we have invested to purchase 100 pencil, is higher or more than the selling price. So this will be $250 minus 175, and you will end up losing $75. Okay, so we don't have to calculate the loss percentage. We only was supposed to calculate the loss. So loss in this case for Mr. Smith is $75 when he sold his 100 pencils at a rate of $1.75 per pencil, wherein he has purchased all the pencils, all the 100 pencils at $250. So cost price of 100 pencil is this. Selling price of one pencil was this. We found out the selling price of 100 pencil is equal to 1.75 into 100. Loss is equal to CP minus SP, and that's your answer. So we are looking at question number 10 now. Davis bought second-hand cycle for $500. Second-hand cycle for $500. He spent $80 in repairs and $175 in repainting. He then sold it to John for $900. How much did he gain or loss? Okay, so the cost price of hand cycle is equal to $500 for Davis. This is given in the question. It is also given that he spent $80 in repairs. Also, he has spent $175 in repainting. And all this will add up to the cost price of the hand cycle, because you are spending amount this much for repair, spending amount this much of repainting, and you will add up all this will add up all to your cost price before you decide the selling price. So now the total cost price is equal to $15, one in hand 6, and 1755. So we will have to add all these three together in order to get the total cost price, and then as a Davis you will put a selling price on top of this, not less than this, because if you will decide your selling price less than this, then you are in loss. And it is very, very important as a businessman for you to know what is your actual or the total cost price of the product. Now we know the selling price is equal to $900, and this is again given in the question. He then sold it to John for $900. Okay, now selling price is higher or more than cost price, so this is a situation of gain or profit. Gain or profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. This will be $900 minus $755. Again, I will pause for a moment and ask you to take a note here. You will choose the total cost price here and not choose only the cost price of the hand cycle when Davis bought it, because this particular cost price is not inclusive of repairs and repainting charges or the cost which was involved in order to make the hand cycle in a working condition, because repairs and repainting must have enhanced the look and feel and the functioning of the hand cycle. So keep in note that you are using this total cost price. Now if you will do the maths, this will come out to be $145 profit for Davis. I will repeat once again. The cost price of the hand cycle for Davis was $500. Then there was additional expenses, repairs, repainting. One of the other additional expenses I can think about is transportation or delivery charges also. Okay, so which is not here included in this question, but I'm just giving you an idea that tomorrow this could also be part of the question. So the total cost price after adding all this together is $755. The selling price is $900. Gain or profit is equal to selling price minus cost price, and you end up making $145 by selling the hand cycle to John at a price of $900. The question number 11 says a fruit vendor bought 600 apples for $4,800. He spent $400 on transportation. Exactly my point, right? This is what I was telling you in the previous example, that there could be additional expense of delivery or transportation on your cost price, and here we have that question now, and we will see how to solve this also. And the second part of the question is how much should he sell each to get a profit of $1,000? Yeah, a very interesting question again. And I will repeat the question for all of us to understand this better. And again, how you solve the question is how you respond to the question is also a function of how much you understand the question. So it is not wrong, or it is important that we spend meaningful time on reading the question well, right? And this is why you must have seen in my videos I spend a little extra time in order to understand the question better before I get into solving the question. So let's do that again. Over here, a fruit vendor bought 600 apples for $4,800. He spent $400 on transportation. How much should he sell each to get a profit of $1,000? So cost price for a vendor, cost price of 600 apples is equal to $4,800. Transportation charges is equal to $400. Total cost is equal to cost price plus transportation. This will be $800 plus 400. This will give you $5,200. This is your total cost. So now the question is, and by the way, this is the total cost for, this is the total cost of 600 apples. The question is how much should he sell each to get a profit of $1,000? So then the selling price, or the selling price of 600 apples is equal to cost price plus gain. Cost price now we know is $5,200, and gain also we know is $1,000. This is given. So the selling price of 600 apples will be 6,200, right? But our question says how much should he sell each of the apple to get a profit of $1,000 on 600 apples after selling them. So now we know the selling price of 600 apples. In total it will be 6,200. So what will be the selling price of one apple? This will be 6,200 by 600, and this is as per the unitary method, which helps you find the amount or the value of 1 unit, and this unitary method helps you find the amount of 1 unit or the value of 1 unit if compared to the total. So now when you will do the maths, this 0 gone here, this 0 gone here, this 0 gone here, $3 when you will do the calculation of dividing 6 by 62, this will come out to be $10.33. So to answer the question how much should he sell each, he should sell, the vendor should sell each apple at $10.33. That's your answer. I will quickly repeat the response that we have made in this particular question. So we know the cost price of 600 apple is this. There is a transportation charges involved. In order to find the total cost, we will have to add the cost price and the transportation charges. This will come out to be $5,200, which will be the total cost at home for 600 apples. The selling price of 600 apples will be cost price, and the gain or profit expectation is given over here, which is $1,000. This will turn out to be $6,200, but this is the selling price of 600 apples. We were supposed to find the selling price of one apple, and that will be 6,200 divided by 600. If you will do the maths, you will get $10.33, and that is basically the selling price of one apple to make a profit of $1,000 when you sell all the 600 apples at $10.33 each. Very interesting question. I hope you are following me up and learning how do we solve these kind of questions in a step-by-step manner. I will request you to not only see the video but practice it whenever time permits. Now we will move to the next part. We will look at question number 12. Question number 12 says, Tim bought a box of chocolate for $6.50 and sold it to Tom at a profit of $75. Find the selling price. This is fairly a simple and straight question. We know the cost price of box of chocolates equal to $650. We know the profit or gain is equal to $75. We need to find the selling price. Selling price of box of chocolates is equal to CP plus gain or profit. This will be 650 plus 75. This will give you $725. So your selling price is $725. Yeah, quite fairly straight response and straight answer to the question. We knew the cost price, profit is there, selling price is cost price plus gain, profit. This will come out to be $725. Find the selling price was the question for us. Okay, I'm moving to question number 13 now, and we will solve this question. It is a little different than what we have seen in the previous examples. David bought 2 dozen eggs, okay, and we know 1 dozen is equal to 12, so 2 dozen will become 24 for $56. Since 6 of them broke, okay, he incurred a loss of $20 on selling them. What was the selling price of one egg? Let's read the question once again. David bought 2 dozen eggs for $this. Since 6 of them broke, David incurred a loss of $20 on selling them, and this loss of $20 is on the overall selling of the eggs. What was the selling price of one egg? So now we know cost price of 2 dozen eggs is equal to $56. Loss on selling eggs is equal to $20. So selling price of eggs, I will say remaining eggs, because 6 of them were broken, is going to be cost price minus loss. Cost price is 56, selling cost price is 56, loss is 20. This will turn out to be $36. But remind you, this is the selling price of the remaining eggs, and our question is to find out what was the selling price of one egg. So we will say total number of remaining eggs is equal to 24 minus 6. Why 24 and why 6? 24 is because 2 dozen eggs were purchased and 6 of them were broken before it was being sold. So you are left with 18 remaining eggs. Now you know the selling price of remaining eggs is $36. So selling price of remaining eggs, which is 18 in number, is equal to $36. Selling price of one egg is equal to 36 by 18. And when you will again do the maths, this will be 18 1 ja 18, 18 2 ja 36, and then this will be $2. So one egg was sold at $2 by David. This is your answer. I will repeat what we have done over here. Cost price of 2 dozen eggs is $56. Loss on selling total eggs is $20. Selling price of remaining eggs. Again, I'm not counting all 24 eggs because 6 of them were already broken. So this will be CP minus loss. CP is 56. Loss is 20. You are left with $36. And you have sold all your remaining eggs at the price of $36 total. We need to find the remaining number of eggs, which will be 24 minus 6, because 6 of them were broken and the total number of eggs in our inventory was 2 dozen. Selling price of 18 eggs is equal to $36. Selling price of one egg is going to be 36 by 18, and you get $2, which is basically your answer here. Alright, so we have solved question number 13 as well, and I'm afraid this was the last question I was having with me today for this particular video. So I'm wrapping up the video. Once again, I have a request. If you are liking the content, if you are liking the learning, if you are liking the step-by-step process, please do like, subscribe and share this particular channel, and I will see you on the other side in the next video with a new chapter and with new set of problems that we will solve together. Thank you so much. Happy learning and stay well.